All right, guys, cruising marketplace, like you do. There's a car that's on there that keeps catching my eye. And as the weeks go on, it keeps popping up on my marketplace again and again and again. Flash forward like 2 months later, that thing is still for sale, and that guy keeps dropping that price. So I can't take it anymore. So I hopped in the old 84, grabbed my car trailer, and took a little road trip down south to go pick this thing up. And this is the car, a 1962 Chevy Corvair Monza. Now, I've never owned a Chevy Corvair, so I know nothing about these cars. So we're taking this journey together. But when they kept dropping the price on this thing, I just could not pass it up. I had to go get this thing and see if we could get it running and driving and back on the road. Plus, the patina on this thing is sick, and I'm a sucker for the four doors. I think the roof line over the back window is awesome. I love it. Now, these are an air-cooled mid-engine car, and we definitely have our work cut out for us. This thing allegedly ran and drove, and by the tabs on the plates, that was about as long ago as I am old. But the kids who had it said that it would sputter and pop and actually run off of starting fluid. Problem is, though, they took that engine apart. So not only have I never owned one of these things, but it's also already been disassembled for me, so I gotta figure out how to kind of put it back together and see if it runs. And the car is also an automatic. Typically these have like a 4-speed manual is what I see all the time. This has a 2-speed automatic with no park gear. So that kind of adds another thing to our list because I typically don't care about getting an e-brake working. But I'm thinking this one's gonna have to have an e-brake working. So she's rusty, she's crusty, but I think she's got some good potential. First things first, let's get this thing off the trailer, kind of assess what we got going on or where we wanna start. I think first off, we need to see if it runs, right? If it don't run, probably should bail on the project. But we gotta start somewhere. Luckily, it's got good wheels and tires, so at least we don't have that expense. Just gonna go ahead and air these things up like way past what they were rated at brand new. See if I can blow my face off. I know they leak pretty fast, so just go a little more. Okay, the front one's legitimately scaring me, so we're not going past like 20 pounds. So usually I would just hop in these things and roll them off the trailer, but this one's got no brakes. Hopefully the winch doesn't rip off. Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm missing some bolts in that thing. So since we got no brakes, I'm gonna do a little like trial and error experiment how heavy this car is. Maybe kick the block out of it, make sure I can stop it. Okay, I'm feeling risky. Oh yeah, piece of cake. Till I lose it. Actually, it needs a little help rolling. The trick is to not get it too far down the hill in my driveway. You can get it in the garage. Oh yeah. What a turning radius. Ooh, losing it. Success. We are in. Look at how tiny this car is. It feels itty bitty. Man, cool, cool. So first two main things that we need to address on this car. Number one, this windshield. It is busted, like really busted. Now, even if this car doesn't run, I'm still gonna want that windshield replaced. Nobody wants to buy a car with a windshield that looks like that. Lucky for me, the last owner of this car that I bought it from included one, and it's right here in the back. So we have a windshield for this car, and I already ordered a front windshield seal to replace it. That was $270, by the way, for that windshield seal. And next is gonna be this engine scenario. I wanna verify that this thing runs, and I also need to put it back together to do that. So this is gonna be quite the puzzle. I don't know how this thing came apart. There are random bolts and stuff laying in the fenders, so we're probably missing some stuff. So I got my work cut out for me, but I need to get a battery in this thing. I need to get a couple carbs and plug wires on this thing, and let's see if it kicks over. And you might have noticed the carburetors for this thing are indeed sitting on the front seat. So it's gonna be a scavenger hunt. Okay, here it is a day later. We're back over here taking a look under the hood. I think I'm gonna start with a little bit of inventory of what I have and can reuse. Luckily, the plug wires were under here, so that's a benefit. But parts are not so readily available for these things. So we're gonna see what we've got, what we don't got, and then hopefully be able to piece some of this back together enough to get some sort of test on this engine, crank it over. I am gonna need a battery. The battery is gone, as well as basically the whole battery compartment, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I also have quite a few hardline hoses that look about like that, and like that. And that kind of looks like maybe a fuel line. So this is gonna get interesting. This car must have seen some stuff, man, because it is pretty crusty. I'm thinking I should try to drop, if there's like a lower pan, you know, a tin, as they call them, off this engine, because I can see some stuff packed down in there. I'm more worried about an engine fire if this thing even does run at this point, because all the little fins and barrels on this air-cooled engine are packed full of just mouse debris, little shells, and everything else. So we're going to want a fire extinguisher on hand.
They really like grass.
Yuck. F. Ugh, there's just so much stuff. That is so gross. Ugh. Yuck. Okay, probably should have done this a while ago, but I got a wrench on this crank pulley. Let's go ahead and probably should see if this thing even spins over. I'm just going off of them giving me their word, or telling me. Oh yeah. I think I got lied to. Cranks over with no gallop. That's what they said. Alright, well, before I go too much further, more further than I already have, I'm going to go ahead and start soaking these spark plugs. We'll pull them out. And, I don't know, maybe try to see if we can bring this engine around. You know, it's kind of my fault, really. I'm a very take your word for it kind of guy. I need to probably start changing my ways a little bit. But hindsight, it's a very cheap car. So we'll still get her cleaned up, see if we can break her loose. Maybe we'll get lucky. She sat for a while, so maybe she just needs to get brought around. And then, who's pulling one over on who? Huh? Heat will always fix it. Oh, she's starting. Give her a little bit more. That's nice. Should probably heat all these up, really. Oh, golly. That one's still very concerning. And it makes me wonder if I can pull these out and see inside of these manifolds. Not really, but there's some stuff in there that we'll try to suck out with the vacuum. So while we're waiting for the ATF to do its thing, let's go ahead and get this back windshield out of the back seat, get it on some stands, and kind of clean it up and check out what we got. With any luck, my new seal is supposed to show up today. And if it does, I'm going to start cutting out this old crummy one. I just want to make sure it's the right seal before I get too far ahead of myself. So the rear windows are like seized. They don't roll down. So I was thinking I'll just pull these door panels back so I could get a look inside of there. And you will not believe what is inside this door. Packing peanuts. What? Like why? The whole door's full of them. Who did that? Why would they have done that? I'm like nervous to take this off. You're kidding. They're already falling out. Gosh. Shouldn't even be taking this off. It's gonna be a mess. So, second lie, the transmission is disconnected. No, it's not. I don't think so. I don't know. I looked underneath. It's cable operated, and it looks like the cable's busted. So I got runs off starting fluid, no gallop motor that's seized. And I got a transmission linkage is disconnected. When it's not, it's broke. Wonder how hard it is to find that. Okay. You got me, boys. Definitely won't be the quick turnaround I was expecting. But you're gonna have that. You're gonna run into that. Well, let's see what we can make of this thing. I'm not giving up hope yet. In the meantime, let's vacuum the inside of this thing out. I'm kind of sitting twiddling my thumbs, letting my brake system soak with some PB anyways, so maybe just clean the seats off and then I don't feel so lower class climbing around in this thing. The curiosity's kind of getting the better of me, and I want to try to figure out how to operate this seat. Kind of want to see what's behind here, even though I probably actually don't. Huh. Oh yeah, I see like a mouse nest or something back here. So, looking at this hinge, I think you can fold this up and maybe fold that back seat up or down. I'm messing with it right now. Seems like it's that almost seems more like it's hung up on the starter or something. Oh, I think I got it.
Did you?
Oh, moved a little bit. Yep, got something. Yep, we're freed up. Oh! Yep, we're moving now. Okay. Sweet. Well, that's good news. We didn't even let it soak overnight. I was just curious, so awesome. Motor is unseized. Good deal. Now we just got to keep going through our stuff, get these carburetors on there, plugs back in it, some wires, battery. Okay, it is a new day out in the garage. Let's hook a battery to this car and see if A, it burns to the ground, and B, if we can get this engine to crank over now that we unfroze it. We got super lucky with that. Maybe. We'll see if it turns over good. Hopefully the rings come around or whatever's stuck in there. Hopefully we don't have any other issues, but to know that, I need to crank this thing over. So before I spend any money on a new battery, I'm just gonna grab one out of my other cars, toss it in here, see if we can finagle some connectors together, see if the key works to turn this engine over. We'll see what happens. Sorry, girl. You do a little bit of a heart transplant. Probably a good thing that this battery doesn't fit in the tray anyways, since there is no tray. How do we want to set this up? Something like that. We shouldn't leave it like that. So this is interesting. This is half clamped on there. Our red appears to be clamped to a ground. Not very good, I might add. And then, looks like they had this clamped to a black wire that goes to the starter. Are you guys as excited as I am? Okay, here we go. That's not very tight. Won't lie to you, that is barely on there. Oh, and that one fits great. Okay, so we should be live if that holds up. Okay. Have a key. Oh, I got nothing. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There is one wire. A feeling. This one. Don't know if that does anything. Oh. 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 Okay, she cranked over and she shot all of our ATF out. Totally should have covered those holes up. I knew that was gonna happen. A little shine juice for the fender. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. I really made a mess. Oh boy. Just lubricating stuff is all. I made a mess on my battery. Shot it over here. Must have decent compression. That is probably not a test for compression. All right, here we go. Let's just rip these up a little bit. I'm gonna try to, I don't know, lessen the blow. Grab one more. Let's go even one more step. Just do a little bit of this. Oh yeah. See if she'll do it again. Looks like she still managed to make one heck of a mess. It's coming out the intake and everything else. Woo! Seems like it's definitely coming out some places more than others. Pull these all out because they're not really doing nothing anyways. All right. All right. Okay, I'm feeling more hopeful than I did a little bit ago. So that is good. She's rolling over. Heck, we even have dash lights. So let's keep pushing. I ordered a couple carb gaskets so I can go pick those up. I'll probably pick up a battery that actually fits in this car. And I did pick up some sheet metal that I can maybe try to mend a bit of a battery holder situation in here so our battery will actually sit in the car. So battery, carburetor gaskets, maybe a set of plugs, why not? Put all the wires on it and see if we've got ignition. Just clean up a little bit of our mess here. Yeah, the more I look around, the more I'm seeing a ton of stuff that we don't know goes to what. Just vacuum lines and all that. Typical. So, have our hands full figuring all that out when it comes time. All right. Did a small parts store run. Got some stuff for this thing, including the smallest battery I could find on the shelf. But we're gonna need to address that battery tray now. So let's bust out some metal and see if we can make something work inside of there. Doesn't have to be pretty, but it's gotta hold the battery in there. So I ordered a couple carburetor gaskets that came in and they are not correct. So I have some gasket material that I am trimming. I'm using one of the carburetor spacers as a little reference guide. So kids, take your arts and crafts classes seriously, because it could just pay off in the future. Now, have you ever tried the hammer trick when you're cutting these gaskets out? Let me show you. Got a tricky little hole here. Just go around it. Now this spacer's plastic, so I'm being easy on it. It's already broke, so I gotta be extra easy on it. Getting all these little crevices here. Just kind of go around the line of it. Like so. Starts looking like that. Then you can usually push it out here. Just gotta be super careful. Sometimes it's not all the way through, but usually if there's enough line, it'll kind of tear where you need it to. There you have it. You can always clean it up a little with a knife or whatever you want to do, but yeah, I mean, not too bad, not too shabby. Is it perfect? No. Do I care? No. As long as it will hold this battery in place. Ah! Should oil cans a little bit, but that's what happens when you don't dimple dye it. Okay, so the battery can officially stay in here. Let's hook up some terminals. I have the carbs loosely bolted in here. Throttle linkage isn't hooked up. I'm missing something, a piece. I got the plug wires on in the firing order that I think is correct. Okay, so let's do a little cleaning up. Maybe we can crank this over and see if we got anything. Okay, I lost a little bit of my audio there. She's smoking and popping and doing some stuff. So I must have spark, which is good. I got a little bit of an oil leak. I'm gonna try to maybe mess with this timing just a little bit. I don't know that that'll do it. Amazing, amazing. Piece of trash. Okay, I'm gonna try to feed a little bit of fuel down the throat of this thing. I'll start a nice fire. We've got huge vacuum leaks too. These pipes in the back. I'm just gonna cap them for now. Ow! Ah, geez Louise. Holy mackerel. Okay. Let's try another restart. With some real fuel. Okay. Definitely sputtering, like the timing ain't quite right. More popping. So that ain't right neither. Okay, just had a close call there. Tried reversing the stuff a little bit. Not really sure if that goes to the bowls or not. Oh, wow. We are leaking oil bad. Where? Oh. Why are you leaking oil so bad? Okay, what is going on? Well, might be kind of stuck for a moment. I'm super close. This oil leak's really bad, and it looks like it's coming from like the oil filter area. I can't see exactly where it's coming from, but it's puking out of there pretty good. I have an oil filter order, but I don't have it yet. I don't know if there's a hole in it on the bottom. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Okay, today is the day. I'm feeling good about potentially starting this car. Also, oil filter had a tiny little hole in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So all B. That was our leak. I have a new oil filter. Let's get that thing thrown on there and then crank it over, see if it fires. I also changed the plug wires around a little bit. Firing order was correct, but when we got super close to getting it started, it's because I rotated that distributor back. So I think all those plug wires needed to be moved counterclockwise, just one direction. That way it could get it closer to where we have more advance and retard on the timing. So anyways, let's get that new oil filter on there, check the oil level, throw a little gas back down the throat of it and crank it. sir. A little bit more go juice. Oh man, she wants to. Ugh. Ew. Okay, this thing is super close to firing off. So after sleeping on it, coming back out here in the morning, I got my starter button hooked up so I can actually control it from back here. I think if I force a little fuel down its throat while I'm cranking it, maybe a little ether, I think we can actually hear this thing run for the first time. So let's do it. A little water of the gods. Okay, keys on. Does that count? Man, she is so close. You just don't quite want it. Or at least you don't want it bad enough yet.